All right. Welcome to the Game Time TBA podcast. We got the Iron Bowl this weekend in Jordan-Hare
Yes,
Stadium.
sir.
Huge game, obviously, for Alabama. Not too much at stake for Auburn. One of those classic games that we've had over the past couple years in Jordan-Hare Stadium where Auburn is 5-6, 6-5, playing the role of spoiler while Alabama's trying to make a playoff push. Um, what are your man, Jordan Hare, they're probably cooking up some they're probably cooking up some sacrifices on some chickens or ducks, whatever you want to call it. Um,
That's
it's
right.
always a crazy one, man. You look back to 20, gosh, even the past two, 21, Bryce Young having to come back in the fourth quarter. Uh,
hmm
you get to overtime, you win by two, then you fast forward to 2023, Jalen Milroe, 4th and 31, Hail Mary to
Yep.
Isaiah Bond in the back of the end zone. Two, man, if both of those plays go the wrong way, you're not. That takes away two SEC championships for Alabama. So, and here we are again.
That's right. I feel the same. I mean, gotten lucky in those that like both those games you talked about. Kind of a bigger difference this year is that the stage is just set to be bigger. Alabama a ton to play for, and exactly like you said, Auburn just living to play spoiler right now, which is what they love. They thrive off that. I mean, they would love nothing more than just to ruin Alabama's whole season. Another weird point to me is just the game being at night. It's just kind of weird and exciting that it's normally that 2:30 kickoff that we're used to. What do they say since 2014? It's been the first night game for the Iron Bowl. So for me, that's adds an element of excitement that we haven't seen, and it's just set up to be one of those weird ones, man. I mean, like I predict nothing more than craziness. I mean, I think it's going to be back and forth, but I hope is able to get a handle on it towards the end. But yeah, it's set up to be a good one.
Yeah, last night game was 20. What'd you say? 2014, right?
I
2014.
believe so. Yeah.
Denny
hmm
Stadium. I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, 55-44 was the final score, something around that. That was a thriller. Uh, Back with the year we played Ohio State in the playoff. So,
Yeah.
pretty good team. I think Auburn was an 8-win team. So, they were two top 25 teams.
Oh, that was
Um,
Black with the Blake Sims
yeah,
days.
Blake Sims. Yep. Blake Sims, Amari Cooper, 10 years ago. And then the last time that it was a night game in Jordan Hare was 2007. The
Okay.
reigning
Wow.
Ducks, Fear the Thumb. That was the last time
Yeah.
that it has
Yeah.
been a
It's
night
coming
game
back
in
to me
Jordan
now.
Hare. Yeah, so it's been a while. We don't get these that often. Probably with the
No.
ESPN ABC deal, we'll probably start getting them a little more frequently. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, obviously both teams, had great wins last weekend over inferior opponents. Alabama 56 nothing
hmm
over Eastern Illinois, and then you had Auburn 63, I think 17 over Mercer, who was a good
hmm
FCS team. Kind of the key takeaways, real quick, I would say from Alabama's performance was the defense only giving up about 35 yards. I don't care who you're playing.
Yeah.
Um, Versus a college football team only giving up 35 yards is really impressive. Passing
Right.
game, we didn't see a whole lot. I don't think that was the plan, though, after what the committee foolishly said about Alabama being right behind Notre Dame. You know, among other things, the rushing statistics is the reason why Notre Dame
Mm.
was ahead. I think Alabama was out there to make a point. For one, it is
Agree.
the
Yeah.
run game has been a little deficient. So I think they were trying to work some things out, play multiple backs to see how you're going to take that on going forward, but also trying to make a statement with 8 rushing touchdowns.
Yep. Seven different players scoring a rushing touchdown, I want to say. So they definitely put an emphasis on the run game. That's definitely what they're trying to do. And just,
Yeah.
just trying to see what other weapons we had. I mean, we saw some guys we haven't seen in a few weeks, and then some players we've hardly seen at all, like freshman AK Deer. They got him in there, got him some touches. I think he had a couple touchdowns. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean that was the plan. I mean, to get that rushing game going, and then definitely, I mean, they know what they can do in the passing game, and with the combination of those, I mean, Alabama was tough to stop when they had both those going, but just trying to make an emphasis on that rushing game, like we were saying. So
Yeah, and for Ty, I mean, just as a fan, making maybe a Heisman push or just overall for confidence, you'd like to see a little more, but he still had
Yeah.
70%. He only had a few incompletions. One of them was a great interception by the defense. Not a great pass, but the defender leaped up. And then the other one was a Hail Mary to the end zone. You want to see him throw it to the end zone.
Hmm.
You don't want to see him check it down because that's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
So it's good that he's trying to make a play happen. So it's nothing to be hurt by or sad about.
No,
I'd like to see a
not
little
that.
more, but I think they'll be
Yeah, a little more with that, and just his I don't know, say just care of the ball and game managing in general. That's one thing that has to get tightened up against Auburn. They will take advantage of that in a hurry if
yeah,
he's holding the ball loosely, throwing it to unopened receivers. I mean, like that stuff's going to kill you. So that's what's going to be some killers in the past week. So definitely got to get that cleaned up. But I believe they will. Yeah, they know it's at stake. So just getting those things cleaned up, running the ball, and yeah.
yeah. And like you said, AK Deer, I liked what I saw out of him.
Mhm.
Daniel Hill only got a couple touches. I think kind of our discussion on that was, in my opinion, it's because he's going to be the guy next week. You don't really want to see anything out of him.
Agree.
See, can
Yeah.
Jalen improve? Can you maybe give him a little confidence going into the next game? And then I like that
Hmm.
AK Deer got the second amount of touches because
Yeah.
I feel like they've seen what he can do and they've probably heard a lot that people want to see him. So glad that he got a lot of touches. I saw a lot of that kind of
Hmm.
athletic burst I think that we're missing. So hopefully we get to see him in the Iron Bowl.
And that's what I wanted to see. Just something different. I mean, if it's not sparking how it is, let's put some other guys in there, see what they can do. We talked about, giving Jam a lot of touches to see if he can maybe, reignite what he had done earlier in the season. But there's weapons there. I mean, just got to get the ball to the right guys. I feel like with Hill, positive things have been happening every time he touches it. He's a big back. I think over like 240 pounds, soft hands. I mean, the dude can play. Just got to get him the ball in the right situations. And I mean, I think that's the key.
Yeah, and then moving on to the Auburn game, 62-17, Deuce Knight. Um, gosh, he had close to 400 yards, maybe a little bit over
Yeah.
400, 239 passing, 162 rushing, 6 total touchdowns. Again, it is Mercer.
Hmm.
Got to take that into account, and he's more than likely not going to play. I mean, this was his first start of his career, so probably not going to start him in the Iron Bowl. You're going to see Ashton Daniels. I think maybe if Ashton Daniels struggles like he did in a couple games, I think maybe in the second half you might see a little bit of Deuce Knight. Um, but it's probably going to be Ashton Daniels. But nonetheless, you like to see that if you're an Auburn fan. Um,
Yeah.
so great thing
That
there.
was that was a that was
Malcolm's,
a point that I had. I had
yeah,
who's going to play quarterback in the Iron Bowl. I mean, such a big game like that. I know they're obviously trying things, but they want the hot hand. I mean, to me, maybe it would be Deuce
yeah.
Knight. It'd be a big spot for him, but they got some options. I mean,
I,
definitely some different game plans to plan for if they
yeah, I
do
mean, you
that.
got nothing to lose. I think you're going to see a little bit of Deuce Knight. I think Ashton Daniels is going to get the start because you know
Hmm.
that was the plan all along. I don't think you're just going to scrap that because Deuce Knight had a good game versus Mercer. So I think
Yeah,
that's going to get the start. But if he starts to struggle, maybe he throws an interception. It's into the second quarter. I think you might see, or maybe they'll have a couple packages just to see if there's a spark, and then if there is, then maybe Deuce get some more carries, get some more plays. Malcolm Simmons, 149 yards and a touchdown, um, receiving, and then Cam Coleman, 65 and a touchdown. Um, yeah, I mean most of the
he's
rushing.
going to be a key.
Yeah, Cam Coleman. Yeah, get into that. Um, but yeah, one thing on the Mercer side, again, Auburn, you have a great victory. Mercer is a good FCS team. They did give up over 300 total yards, 200 through the air. They did pick off the quarterback twice, but something to look at is going to be, Ty Simpson and kind of moving on to the Iron Bowl. I think my first
Yeah.
takeaway is, that Auburn defense, they are gritty on the front seven. Um, One thing I think my biggest thing that you're going to look out for is Auburn is their 10th in rushing defense, but they're 98th in passing. And this is kind of a mirror to the Oklahoma game, in my opinion. You have Alabama's not a team that can run the ball very well, and yeah, kind of goes against, Auburn's strength. So we're probably not going to be able to run the ball too effectively, but nonetheless, Alabama hasn't really done that all year. Pass, kind of we kind of have run by the pass, and 98th in passing. I think Ty's going to have some plays. We've got those weapons. Hopefully, Jeremy Bernard is healthy, and Josh Cuevas. That'll be very important. But I do think that's going to kind of be the main thing in this game is if Alabama can run the ball enough. Now, if Auburn can completely shut it down, like in the LSU game, they're going to have a chance. And I think kind of the key takeaway, just like the Oklahoma game, is Alabama did put up 400 yards of offense, but turnovers. I think that's going to be the key in this game. You have the home field advantage. Are you going to be able to pick off Ty Simpson? Are you going to get one of those fumbles that he's kind of notorious for at this point? I think that's going to be Auburn's biggest chance. What do you think about that?
No, totally agreed. I think it all comes down to up front, both with the running game and just the pressure that we've seen on Ty, especially in the past couple of weeks, not including Eastern Illinois, but Oklahoma, and then going back to LSU. It seemed like defensive lines were pushing through, and he had zero time to even make a decision, which is, our bread and butter is the passing games. You've got to have some time to get your first, second, third read and make that good throw. Just getting a push up front. I mean, that's what it's going to be all about. I mean, that opens up everything. Like a key, just like you said, Josh Cuevas, tight end. He's been a clutch, getting those clutch first downs, those clutch fourth down conversion, touchdowns at time. Like great player, great security blanket for Ty. I feel like in the past weeks, and as far as I've heard, his status is up in the air right now. So I think that'll be a big key. But yeah, just really in a nutshell, getting a push up front and then capitalizing on the turnovers. Bama needs to get their hands on the ball, whether it's a fumble, interception, special teams played, something like that. They got to capitalize. Those turnovers are killers against Oklahoma. So you got to do
Yeah.
something there.
And another thing, I mean, Alabama defensively, second number 2 defense in the SEC, 13th in scoring defense, 8th in passing yards allowed. We're number 1 in the SEC, 45th in rushing, giving up 132 a game. I mean, I think that's pretty solid. I mean, you know, you probably account for the Florida State game. If you take that out, we're probably a lot better than that even. So,
Mm-hmm.
and on the contrary, Auburn 53rd in rushing, 107 in passing, 93 in scoring. Now, that being said, we saw what they did versus Vandy. Yeah, Vandy's one of those, they're, I think statistically one of the bottom, not near the bottom, but the bottom half of the SEC. So, I mean, you can't take too much away from that. Also, Ashton Daniels had, I think, under 100 yards the previous 2 games, and then he blew it out. So that's the thing with this Auburn offense is you really don't really know what to prepare for if you're Alabama because half the season they had Jackson Arnold. so, um,
Yeah.
so there could be a little bit of mystery there. They could maybe correct some wrongs that they've had. But again, I think it's going to come down to field position, which could come off turnovers, special teams. If we go for it, if Alabama chooses to maybe go for it at the 40-yard line because the kicking hasn't been so well. If Auburn gets that good field position, is that where maybe Auburn can maybe at least get a field goal here and there, or they can, or maybe that's the possession where they can score a touchdown. I think that's where um, Auburn's going to really need to come in clutch as special teams and turnovers, like we just said.
They
And
do. Auburn does have a good kicker. That's a if you want to check the boxes of where we stack up against them. I mean, they're killing us in the kicking game. I mean, I personally don't want to see Talty even put his foot on the ball in the game, but I mean, they may try somebody else. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, God forbid it comes down to a field goal because they will have the edge.
yeah, um, I yeah, I really don't want to see that. Of course, the fans were booing. And they said it was planned. They put in the backup. Of course, you want to get multiple kickers kicks, and then he almost missed that extra point. And then I was like, all right, I don't know if we have any other options. um,
Mm-hmm.
Talty's made some kicks this year. He's made some 40-yarders. He can do
Yeah,
it. I don't know if it's a lack of focus or what the deal is. Obviously, I don't have any experience kicking, but you can get in your head, and hopefully he took the criticism this week, and is gonna kill it in practice this week. That's all you can hope for. But I mean, if you, in my opinion, if you're Alabama, I say 4th and 5 or less, and if you're across the 50-yard line, I say you got to go for it. Unless
Yeah.
you're at the 5-yard line and it's fourth and goal, maybe you kick a field goal.
Mhm.
Hope he can make that. My goodness. But 4th and 5 or less, I think you just got to go for it.
Especially, I mean, it depends on the type of game. I've always been one that's if touchdowns are at a premium in this type of game, then I'd say take your points where you can get them. Assuming we're in good field position. But yeah, I'm with you. You get across the 50 to 40, you might as well. You see that at all levels now, college and NFL. Everybody's going for it. I mean, statistically, just go it. I mean, you might as well. The odds of you doing anything better for your offense, getting in better field position, is not in your favor. So just like I said, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Do you have any other big key takeaways? I think as far as things that I would like to see, I would like to see AK Deer, like we talked about. I would like maybe just a different change of pace and the kind of back that they have out there. Obviously, he was the number two overall running back in last year's class. I think he's just I'd like to see a bulk of him and Daniel Hill. But I think AK Deer is a different kind of runner that we haven't really had on the field. Daniel Hill and Jam are similar. I just think Jam's been a little slow. Maybe part of that's the injury. So I would like to see Daniel Hill, but I think you need a little bit of change of
Mm-hmm.
pace. And I really want to see Ryan Williams have a breakout game. He's got to have a big play at some point. We've been lacking that all year long. He had the drop passes. He's had some
Yeah,
touchdowns in there, but he hasn't had that big spark play that we need. Um, so of course, I trust Germ to make those plays when needed, but we really need a big spark.
yeah. On that note, with Germ, have you heard anything about his status? I got reports that he had a knee brace on the majority of last week, and obviously we didn't see him at all in Eastern Illinois. So anything to worry about there, or is it just like a precaution
I haven't seen
situation?
anything yet, and I will update the podcast as I hear on the shorts. As I hear any
Mm-hmm.
info on any injury news getting closer to the game, but um, I don't think that's as worrying as Cuevas. I think Cuevas probably is going to be doubtful for
Yeah,
this game. But
yeah.
Brailsford and Germ, I think maybe it was a little bit more of a precautionary, just to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
you don't you don't take any risk going into the biggest game of the year. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that from
Yeah,
what I can see, but of course I'll update as I hear anything.
yeah, yeah. Just like you said, my keys overall. Whatever you want to call it, getting a push or not letting a push up front. Line of scrimmage is going to be the key. Pushing it to be able to run the ball and just setting a wall for our pass blocking, which is what we got to have to let our offense run for Ty. Both of those things, and then just you got to expect a just inspired performance from Auburn. It's just one of those ones that they're going to thrive off of. I mean, they're gonna play for themselves, play for their teammates, play to have a good strong end of the season. So I don't want to say you can throw every statistic out there. I believe Alabama's a better team across the board, obviously. Playoff bound if things keep going their way, but you got to throw everything out on the Iron Bowl. Just expect the unexpected, and yeah, just could be some weird stuff going on. But yeah, you can control the line and then expect weird things from Auburn.
Yeah, man. And I mean, you got it in front of you, man. You just gotta lock in. I'm gonna pull up our
Mhm.
predictions. Ethan's got 35-27, Alabama, of course. And I've got Alabama 24-16. I think we both have an 8-point victory covering the spread, which I believe is
Yep.
5.5 at the moment. Um, but hey, it could be a 24-23 game. We, can't can't throw out any options.
Mhm.
In my opinion, I think Auburn's gonna, you know, make some stops. I think, you know, obviously we haven't Alabama hasn't looked great offensively over the past couple weeks. So I think there's going to be some stalls here and there, but I think the defense has been lights out. And even in the Oklahoma game, I mean, we did enough to win. The defense did fabulous. They did enough to win. I mean, you cannot blame them for giving up a touchdown and multiple turnovers. They forced a field goals. So Um, I think I just see a little bit of a lower scoring game, but wouldn't mind your prediction where we score a lot of points.
Yeah. It could be. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, hey, may throw a defensive touchdown in there from Alabama. I mean, that'd be great. That'd be something to throw a spark into it and take some of the load off the offense. If they do stall at some point, but get the defense off the field. I mean, it sounds basic, but if you get Auburn in third and long situations, get the defense off the field. I mean, don't let them out there and get tired. Let Auburn have extended drives. That's where Alabama has thrived, is when they can hold on to the ball and make long scoring drives, 10, 12, even 15 play drives at a time, milk the clock, and just that's the game they like to play. If we can play that game, I mean, I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, same here. Just take care of the football. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If
Mm-hmm.
you take care of the football versus Oklahoma, you win that game by double digits. I think, like I said, I think this is a similar type game. I think, you know, we understand Auburn's going to be able to stop the run. I think Alabama's going to be able to keep Auburn in check. It's just field position, don't turn the ball over enough. And if I think you do that, Alabama's going to win. They're going to cover. So
Yeah.
you got to get back to what they were doing to start the year.
Yep. Yep. Get back to that old recipe, and it should be all right.
Exactly. But that's it for us. Roll Tide. Let us
Roll
know
Tide.
y'all's predictions in the comments. Appreciate it.